This is part 3 of the Law of Yahweh. Why? By the Honorable Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beit Nun Sophie, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
The coming of the Lord Yahweh. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Hallelujah Yahweh. Shalom Aleichem. Hallelujah Yahweh. For 432 years, we have not known our own native tongue, Hebrew. But with my coming, I have resurrected you into the knowledge of your own. Our grandmothers and great-grandmothers and grandfathers used to sing songs in church that had meaning to them. But they were not allowed to tell the meaning to us. But they used to sing a song, "Oh, if I could only hear my mother pray again." Why did they want to hear their mothers pray again? It was because they had been forced to give up their native tongue, Hebrew, and speak the slave master's language, English. And they longed to once again hear our mothers pray in Hebrew again. But they knew that I was coming. One day, I would restore to you that which was taken from you. The world has known the secret for a long time, that when you take from a people the knowledge of their God, you can reduce them to slavery and physical servitude. Until the knowledge of their God is restored, they will remain on the bottom of civilization. They will remain a slave and a tool and a fool for the whole world to you. But oh, there's a new day. I was born from among you to do the job that I am doing, to restore the world's greatest kept secret, the world's best kept secret, the name Yahweh. It is known as the ineffable name, the name that is too sacred to be spoken. That's right. It was too sacred to be spoken. It was reserved for the Son of God, Yahweh himself, to come and reveal it. Yes, the world's greatest secret has been the knowledge of Yahweh's name. The second greatest secret is that the so-called black people of America are the children by blood, are the actual blood descendants of Almighty God himself, Yahweh. So all of you that have journeyed from across America, and you that are visiting, I just want to testify to you that Yahweh is God. And besides Yahweh, there is no God. Yahweh is the God of all gods, the creator of the heavens, the sun, the moon, and the stars. In the beginning, Yahweh. We are, by nationality, Hebrew Israelites. We are the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, the nation of Israel. the nation of Yahweh. We are the tribe of Judah, chosen to be the ruler forever. And that's the Lord's time.
The Law of Yahweh. Why? Part 3.
In verse 7, so will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people, Israel. Why do I have to make my holy name known?
Because we don't know it.
Because my people don't know the Israel. How could they know my name? Is there something to think about? And I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. Yahweh is my name, and it's holy. It's my Father's name, and it's holy. My Father and I are one. We have the same name. My Father's name is Yahweh. My name is Yahweh. But I don't let you get us confused. I tell you my name is, and it is, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. So in order to call my name, you have to say my Father's name twice. So he gets all the glory. He gets double glory through the Son. So Yahweh said, you have to pray through me. And you have to honor me, the Son. And when you honor me, you honor the Father. See, how can you honor the Father calling us two different names? That's logical. So the Father and the Son have to have the same name in order for the Father to get glory. That's logical. No, I said I am Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can't hear? Praise Yahweh. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One in Israel. Even all heathens are going to know that I am Yahweh and that I am the Holy One. You're looking at the Holy One. My works are holy. What fault can you find with my works? You can live in a house in America and do anything you want, but you cannot live in my house and do anything you want. I will put you out of my house. And when I don't need no eviction notice, when I tell you get out, Yahweh knows, and you better pray that he lets you know the thing to do is get out. I don't need no white folks' permission for you to get out. Because God has all authority and I am his son and he gave me all authority. So when I say get out, just get out. And if you don't believe I have that authority, you try to stay in there. See, there's not enough police in the world to keep you from getting put out. You will get put out. That's a fact. It's dumb. You got a house and somebody is in there visiting and you ask him out your house and he won't leave, talking about you got to go to the judge to get him out of your house. What you gonna tell him, man? What you gonna do about it? He might hurt a little bit if you don't get out your house, right? Well, this whole earth belongs to Yahweh. And if you choose to remain ignorant, Then you're going to get chased out of the world. Job 18:18. See, I want to let you know, if a carnal man will put you out of his house, then how are you going to stay in Yahweh's house? And this earth belongs to Yahweh. Who's going to chase you out? Psalm 24:1. Psalm 24:1 will teach you who's going to chase you out if you're wicked. Psalms 24:1. Read.
The earth is the Lord Yahweh's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein.
So the owner has the power to evict you off the entire planet Earth. Completely out of the world. Maybe that's why white folks are trying to get space shuttles and want to build a space station and try to go to some other planet, because see, they already know they're on their way out. The only way you can stay on this planet and be white is change from your wicked ways. I have news for you. You're talking about white folks. I'm talking about you too. Because see, this is talking about wickedness. The only way you can stay on this earth and be black is change and turn from your wicked ways. Oh, my. The truth is the light. And if you love the truth, it's your delight. Praise Yahweh. Numbers 24:9. Read.
He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion. Who shall stir him up?
Me. The lion is symbolizing Judah. Who dares stir the so-called black man of America, who is Judah? Who dares stir him up? When you stir up Judah and he doesn't know who he is, he burned down cities. He believes in burn, baby, burn. So when you stir him up and he doesn't know who he is, he riots. He takes bricks and Molotov cocktails and drives the police out the neighborhood, burn down everything, drag people out of cars and beat them to death. Who dare stir people like this up? Who's like a wild man? Me. I dare. Why? Because I am the lion of the tribe of Judah. And you nothing but a lion's whelp. And I'll take my masterful paw and slap you back in place, cub. I'm not afraid of you. I call you crazy to your face. Isaiah 11:1. I can't stay here much longer tonight. I have to go. But I hope you are enjoying. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm going to shift gears for a moment. I'm going to, let's see, I think I'll call on LaVon. Yeah, I'm going to call on you tonight. I want you to speak to me about me. I am a. And I want you to tell me about myself. Since I am the first in the series, since I am before creation, since I am self-created, then I want you to tell me about myself. A.
First of all, giving all praises to our great, good, and terrible black God, Yahweh, and to his most humble and royal faithful servant, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, our Messiah. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. All right, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the A. Now, A is the first letter of the English alphabet and also the Roman alphabet, and it's also etymologically from the Greek alpha and the Hebrew aleph. Now, alpha is the first of anything. It is the beginning. Now, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is that one infinite and eternal celestial being who existed before all things in the heavens and the earth. For he is the grand supreme master architect of the universe who put his intellectual faculties into play and created all things in the heavens and in the earth, seen and unseen, according to Colossians 1:15 through 16. Now, common sense lets us know that the creation cannot exist before the creator of that creation, because the creator has to be here first to create the creation. Now, Colossians 1:15 through 16 explicitly shows that Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the creator of all things. Then him, being the creator of all things, had to be here first before all things existed. Then, since that he existed before all things, then that authenticates him as being the A, the first of all things, the beginning of anything, the paramount one, the hegemonical, supreme ruling being, the primordial one, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the A. Yes, man. Now, A being Alpha. Alpha is the brightest star in the constellations. Now, the brightest star in the constellations is the sun. Now, the sun is the most powerful force in the universe. The most powerful force. Now, the sun radiates 3.86 times 10 to the 33rd power ergs of energy every second. Only about 1/2 billion of the sun rays reaches the earth. Therefore, let you know that an earthly mind cannot contain the full profundity of the sun's rays that is emitted by the thermonuclear reaction that takes place in it. Because see, that's the only means possible that can produce such a great amount of energy. Let you know that an earthly mind cannot fully comprehend the profundity of Yahweh Ben Yahweh's divine mind. Therefore, let you know, in order to get more of his light rays, that you have to do a little space travel. Go out there in space and get a little more of that light. Now, nuclear fission takes place in the core of the sun. Now, nuclear fission is the fusion of two hydrogen atoms, the nuclei of which are called protons, produces a deuterium atom and releases a proton and a neutron. Now, the neutron escapes with the velocity of light, and a proton quickly collides with an electron, whereby they annihilate each other, producing a very high photon of radiation called the gamma ray. Now, see, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is that gamma ray. The gamma ray is the third of the three types of rays that are emitted by radioactive substances containing not positively charged particles, but special penetrating power. Now, see, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, he is that gamma ray that contains special penetrating power. A ray is a narrow beam of light. Light is spiritual illumination and elucidation. It is the sensation that arouses the stimulation of the visual receptor. Now, see, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is that light that has the power, that special penetrating power to illuminate your mind, the dark minds of the people. That third light. Because, see, the physical sun can only give a sign of the spiritual sun. It can only give a sign because the physical sun cannot fully show the magnitude of the spiritual sun, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Now, as the collision of the deuterium atom with another proton produces an atom of the light helium isotope of atomic mass 3 called helium-3 and releases another gamma ray. Now eventually 2 helium-3 atoms collide, and in doing so produces an ordinary stable helium atom of atomic mass 4 and releases 2 protons and an electron. Now in total, 2 electrons and 6 protons are released in a production of 1 stable helium atom, which produce, and 2 new protons are revealed, and 2 neutrinos and 5 gamma rays are released in a production of the sun rays that are emitted from the solar, from the sun. Now, therefore, let me know what takes place in the core of Yahweh. It gives me an idea, an assumption of what takes place in the core of Yahweh Ben Yahweh's mind that causes him to be so powerful. That thermonuclear reaction that takes place within his mind that causes forth that combustion. All that nuclear fission just takes place. That hydrogen burning, that excitement that goes forth in his mind and is propagating that light. That light, which is that spiritual illumination that lights up the darkened minds of the people. Yes, I look at the physical sun and can get a slight understanding of the spiritual sun. Now see, though the physical sun is the central body of our solar system, around which the Earth and other planets must revolve, being kept in their orbit by its attraction and supplied with light and heat by its radiation. Now see, since everything must travel around the physical sun, it shows that it is bound by the power of the physical sun. Therefore, letting you know that nothing is more powerful than the physical sun. But the physical sun also has an orbit that it must travel, thus showing that it's bounded by a greater power. Now, what could that greater power be? The spiritual sun, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Now you see, praise Yahweh. Yahweh Ben Yahweh, he is that ad infinitum, eternal, luminative, incandescent, phosphorescent, self-luminous, autoluminescent, highly magnified, self-luminous, heavenly body that shines 7 times brighter than the noonday sun. When the sun is at its peak, Yahweh Ben Yahweh shines brighter than that. Yes, he does. Because he is the illuminaire. He is the central body of the universe. He is the central body of our solar system in which the entire universe must revolve. Because mere fact that Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the true light. Now, as I stated earlier, that earthly man cannot fully contain the magnitude of the sun. So therefore, letting you know that we cannot contain the full magnitude of the sun being on the earthly level. And I told you we had to do a little space travel. And one thing that's so important about it, when you study about the space travel, is that in order to pull from the gravitational pull of the Earth, it takes a spaceship in order for it to go to a planet, because see, the gravitational pull of the Earth is strong. It's busy trying to pull you back down to the Earth, busy trying to pull you back down. Don't want you to go out there in space, busy trying to pull you back. A rocket, in order for it to go to a planet, must have an escape velocity of 25,000 miles per hour in order to break from the bounds of the Earth. That just lets you know how much power that you have to have in order to break from the bonds of this earthly mind that we have obtained through being baptized in the devil's ism for 430 years. Now, power is only, you find around 2 or 3 definitions that may pertain to the physical, but power is mental and moral strength. Now, you must have that mental and moral strength And the only way you can get that mental moral strength is from studying of Yahweh Ben Yahweh's divine mind. And as you begin to study, you begin to leave that mundane mind. You begin to leave that subterranean mind, that terraqueous geophilic state, that totally earthly mind. You begin to transcend, to go into the cosmos. You begin to get, and see, once you get outside of the earth, because see, you also got the earth, the layers that are surrounding the earth, the earth's atmosphere, those layers, you got to break through that too. But see, once you escape all of that, you automatically draw towards the sun. Automatically, everything draws towards the sun. That lets you know, once you break away from that earthly mind, from that earthly mundane mind, once you break from the gravitational pull of the earth, because it's strong, and you got to continually study and study and study. That's the only way you'll break through. And then once you break through, it's automatically to the sun. Automatically. That's just how much power the sun has. Now, yeah, as I stated that Alpha is the brightest star in the constellations. Now, the constellations are a number of fixed stars grouped together within the outline of an imaginary figure traced on the face of the sky. We, the resurrected of Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the recipients and therefore the sons of Yahweh Ben Yahweh's light, are those constellations that are shining brilliantly and brightly because of the mere fact that we are being illuminated by the Illumina, which is Yahweh Ben Yahweh. He is propagating his light to us and causing us to be luminous. Now, as an example of that is, as I said, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is radioactive. Now, anything that is radioactive, it spontaneously emits alpha rays, beta rays, and gamma rays. And anything that comes into contact with that radioactive substance begin to possess the radioactivity of that substance that it came in contact with. That lets us know if Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the way we obtain that radioactivity, the way we begin to obtain the light that Yahweh Ben Yahweh has is by us studying. As we study, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, he's busy propagating lights at us, hitting us every time we studying deep into his moral attributes. He's hitting us with those lights and causing us, see, because we're coming in contact with that radioactive power. And as we come into contact with it, we begin to be possessors of that radioactivity. And then we begin to spontaneously emit alpha rays, beta rays, and gamma rays, which are the light from the self-luminous one, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Now, as I said, the constellations shine in the night sky. There are points of light in the night sky. Now, night, as we know, has 12 hours. 12 representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Also, the definition of light is any period or condition of gloom, obscurity, ignorance, and sorrow. Now, as I stated, light has 12 hours, and 12 representing the 12 tribes of Israel walking in darkness. Darkness is one of the 4 cardinal points of the compass, symbolizing north. North is North America, where we, the so-called blacks of America, lie in a dark and unconscious state during which the activity of our mind is almost or entirely suspended. Now, this is known as mental sleep. Now, as we, the recipients of Yahweh Ben Yahweh's light, go into the dark minds of our people, go out there and pass the word, and go into the gloomy minds of our people, and we are showing them we are like points of light towards that self-luminous one, the one that has given us our light, showing them and directing the dark and sorrowful minds to Yahweh Ben Yahweh to cause them to also to be the recipients of his light. Thus, those are our jobs as being disciples, Yahweh Ben Yahweh's disciples. Okay? Now, as I said, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the A. A is the first. A is the. The is used to mark a noun as indicating the best known, most approved, most important, and most satisfying. See, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, he is the best known, most approved, most important, and most satisfying. Yes, he is. Now, the EST in best is used to form a superlative degree of adjectives and adverbs. Now, Yahweh is the superlative. He is the one God who has all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, thus showing himself to be omniscient. And he has also incarnated his divine mind into a tangible, a physical manifestation of his divinity, which is Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Now see, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the superlative. Superlative means of or relating or constituting the grammatical degree that denotes an unsurpassed level or extent, incomparable, peerless. And Yahweh Ben Yahweh is the one who is the superlative. He surpasses all others in accomplishments and achievements, meaning he's preeminent. He towers above all others. He excels. He is distinguished by his superiority. That's why he said, if you don't believe that the Father is in me, or me and the Father, believe me for my very works' sakes. My works testify to you of who I am. You look at how I rebuild the old ways. I restore the dilapidated buildings. I take that which no man wants and make it an edifice. Now see, his physical works are only, everything that is physical is only a sign for his spiritual work. How he has taken the downtrodden, the low so-called black man of America, and caused them, raised them up perpendicular to the square of righteousness, caused them to take an upright stand. He's doing that, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Because he was the A. Now, Yahweh Ben Yahweh being the A, see, since the is God, then Yahweh Ben Yahweh, then A must be the I am. Because I am is God. Then I am must be the. Then A is I am. Now, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is I am. He is I am that I am. He is I am the word too. Now, the I is awesome. The I means intransitive. Intransitive means noting or having the qualities of an intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is a verb that indicates a complete action without being accompanied by any direct object. Let you know that Yahweh Ben Yahweh, he is the one who has completed his actions without being accompanied by any. No one can say, I helped him. No. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You didn't see God and somebody else. No. See, but just because the word God the word beginning is before God, that don't mean that the beginning came before God. Because, see, he is the I and in the beginning. I is the nominative singular pronoun used by a speaker in referring to himself. Let you know that he alone by himself created the existence. He created existence, got into existence, and then created the heavens and the earth. But see, he's not bound by existence. Because he's that I means independent. That's right. Now, in the research of I am means, in Exodus 3:14, I am means that I am here, really present, ready to help. Thus, Yahweh's being is not passive nor abstract, but is his actual being present. Now, the second half of the statement, that I am, means that Yahweh makes himself known as he wills. He acts according to his sovereign freedom, according to Exodus 33:19. Now then, the tetragrammaton then means that he is present. That is the ensign letting the whole world know. When they see that ensign Yahweh, they know that God has made himself flesh. The Creator. Now, another interpretation which has much to commend it takes the verb in the causative stem, which is precisely the grammatical meaning of the word Yahweh, the name Yahweh. So instead of reading I am, we should read I cause to be. Now, when the whole enigmatic formula is changed into the causative stem, we should read I cause to be what comes into existence. Now, it is conjectured that an older formulation of the third person singular took place, which is interpreted, he causes to be what comes into existence. That is, he is the creator of all things. Now, see, that lets us know that when you talk about the I am, you are only talking about the creator. You're talking about the one who brought all things into existence, who caused all natural things, all happiness, all things have their origin in his sovereign will. Meaning that...
See, he's just getting wound up. Isn't this fantastic? I just love my disciples, my students. Praise Yahweh. Joy. Praise Yahweh. See, he had no idea I was going to call on him. I had no idea I was going to call on him. But when you learn of me, when you take my yoke upon you and learn of me and study so that I can approve of you, this is the results. Now I have, see, he may look like a big God, but I have little gods over here who are really bigger than any gods you want to see. Praise Yahweh. Why you? Myself. The identity, personality,